Hi again, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of On the Town with Suz and Doug. And I think last week I pointed the wrong way again. It's either this way or this way, Suz. And I'm Doug. And once again, we're going to stay in our entertainment mode and kind of go back. Last week we talked about The Saint. I know a lot of people enjoyed that video, Suz, but since The Saint, Roger Moore was one of the James Bonds, we thought tonight, since you and I are James Bond movie fans, we'd kind of reminisce about the James Bond series.
Yes, I'll be honest. I remember being a little girl up in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and sitting close. I would used to sit on the carpet right near my dad's chair, his lazy boy easy chair, and we were watching Thunderball.
Oh,
Thunderball.
yeah.
I remember seeing
Was
that.
that the first movie you saw?
I
The
think
Bond
that was the
movie?
first one. I was probably about 6 or 7, and when I remember the other one, it's the one with it's a Sean Connery, Goldfinger. I rem-
Goldfinger, right.
I remember
Yeah.
seeing Goldfinger too, from Russia with Love, an interesting movie there, and some really good. They're all they all have an interest, just an amazing story to each one.
I never saw a James Bond movie in the theater until Roger Moore was doing it, but I did see Sean Connery as a kid on TV. I think Dr. No might have been the first one they showed in New York on whatever channel it was. That was the
Yeah,
first James Bond movie. I remember seeing that as a kid. And I
yeah,
think I might have seen Goldfinger on TV.
yeah,
And Russia, they used to show them occasionally out on the local channels.
yeah.
So those are the first three I saw. But Dr. No was the first one that came out that I
That
remember seeing.
I remember
Later
that.
on, not when it first came out, but I saw it later on TV in New York. So
That was, and I
maybe
remember,
sometime in the early 70s or whenever it was.
yeah, I remember her bathing suit, Ursula
Yeah, that
Andress.
was like a huge deal, right?
Yeah, everyone was
Before
like,
Raquel Welch was the bathing suit in that, what, 1 million years BC? It was Ursula Andress and
oh
Dr.
yeah,
No.
they all these, it's really, it's incredible. Yeah,
If you look
bathing
at it
suit.
now, I mean, it's still, small suit, but very tame compared to what you see. Open any newspaper or go online any newspaper, you see what these women are wearing. That's like
Absolutely.
almost putting a whole
Absolutely.
sheet on you.
Just go to just go to Venice Beach here in or Nokomis or any of those local, and you'll be like, oh my
That would
goodness.
be like that would be like almost wearing a coat.
Absolutely, yes. So
But
conservative.
yeah, she
Yeah.
was the first Bond girl, right? Ursula Andress.
Yeah, she was really yeah, really pretty, and yeah, I remember her from Dr. No. I was even thinking of other movies. I know she was really popular for quite a while, and I was trying to think
Yeah,
of
she was,
other
kind of like Bridget Bardot. I mean, she was that type of actress you see her in movies throughout the
movies.
60s, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, and she was singing. I remember she was looking for seashells when James Bond or Sean Connery was walking down the beach.
He actually sings in that movie. I didn't realize that till I saw it later on
Yeah,
Netflix. Random. He
yes,
actually sings in the
yeah.
movie under the
I did.
something. I
I did
forget the name of the song. Under the something
under
tree. Yeah,
under the Is it mango
under
or
the mango tree. That's it.
under?
Yeah, you got it.
Yes. Oh my
But
gosh,
I mean, he actually sings and his music playing by. It's like almost a little musical. It's amazing. Yeah.
it was really, yeah, because Sean Connery, like, his, because his James Bond always seems, his version of Bond always seems so serious, like, oh, it's 0800 hours and we have to get this done. And he's very
Right.
business-like, he's not really, he doesn't seem like the fun and games type,
Yeah, the
James.
first movie, you look at it, not much comedy in it at all. A couple of lines, but they didn't do it for the laughs like they did later on.
Yeah. It,
Yeah,
it, it
later on they added more comedy to the Connery role, but the first one hardly any laugh. It's strictly adventure. Yeah.
Strictly adventure, yeah. It was, and I remember I was trying to think, like, from Russia with Love, they had that one lady who was the older lady,
Oh
and
yeah, she's kind of scary.
yeah,
The German or Russian in the
that
prison,
that
wasn't that it?
kind of looks like has a
Looked
mannish.
like a Nazi. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if
yeah,
they were Nazis, but she looked like
yeah,
a
the
with the
mannish look.
torture. Didn't she have the thing in her boots or something that
Oh,
was a
that was
torture?
creepy. Yeah, she was like a maid, and then whoop, oh, this thing came out like like a knife out of her.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, "Look at this," and and I was like, "What is that?" And she was trying to get him with. That was really, and the girl was very pretty. I remember the Bond girl in that
Right.
movie. That actress's name,
Yeah. That was her. She just passed away about a year ago. Yeah, they announced.
uh,
She was in
very,
that, right? Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
she was really pretty. Yeah, she was a good act. She played that the agent, the Russian agent.
Right.
Think, really well, very pretty. I just, yeah, it's weird because with some of the James Bond movies, some of the girls or the actresses who played the It girls or the Bond girls, sometimes you didn't see them in other movies, but sometimes you did see them again. But
Oh, no.
yeah, it's like you try to remember, like for her, the one from Russia with Love, it's like, can't think of her name.
Was it was the character Pussy Galore? Is that the one?
Yes,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I was trying to think,
Yeah. They had great
was
names for the characters in these movies.
oh my gosh, I was like, wow, and was she a pilot in the movie? I was trying to
I
remember.
think so. Yeah, I forget exactly,
But
but everybody remembers the name.
yeah, yes, it's
And
like,
getting back to Doctor No, you know who was in that? I didn't realize it till later on when I saw it again. Jack Lord was in that movie. He was the guy that later became some other actor played it a bunch of times, but he was I think the
wow.
guy that kind of the American equivalent to James Bond that they worked together or something. But Jack Lord was in that movie, Doctor
Oh
No.
my
Yeah. He
gosh.
was supposed to be in others too, but he wanted more money for the second one, and they said no.
Oh my gosh. Because I always think Hawaii Five
Free
O.
Hawaii 5-0, Jack Lord. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't bel that is real that is so interesting though. No, I when I watch that again, I'm gonna look for
Yeah,
Jack.
next time you see it, you'll see a young Jack Lord, about
Oh
8 years before. I know he was in movies back into the 50s, but
oh
yeah, he's in that.
my
And then
that
Goldfinger, that probably was the one that really made James Bond a legend, I guess, the series. I think that's the one that really made
that
the
really
everybody noticed. That was like the best one up to that point. Yeah.
that was really I think it was like the song, and then I
The
think
song, right, which was
the guy
Shirley Bassey. Yeah.
Shirley Bassey. That was really good, and I remember that one scene where the girl is painted in gold.
Made of
That
gold,
was
yeah.
that was really. I remember as a little girl seeing that it was kind of upsetting. I think for young
Yeah,
children.
well, the character dies because she's painted and the skin suffocates. I mean, that's how they killed that woman in in the movie.
Uh, Geez, yeah, that was like
The
I
gold
was.
paint killed her. Yeah, yeah. The guy who
Geez.
played Goldfinger, he was good. He was the first real villain that Doctor No had a villain, but it wasn't quite as good. And I
Yeah.
forget who was the villain in From Russia with Love. I'm sure who it was in there.
Uh,
Blofeld.
was it that? I think it was Blofeld. Yeah, I
Blofeld.
think it
They had several Blofelds.
Blofeld.
He came back later, but the guy who played Goldfinger, he was really good. Yeah,
He was really good, and
yeah,
he was very creepy, kind of creepy looking
yeah, yeah.
too, but really. And then let's see, I was trying to
Oric
think of.
Goldfinger. That was his name. Oric meaning gold,
Oh
and
wow!
Goldfinger.
And
Yeah.
I was trying to remember, like, was it Fort Knox or
I
something?
think
They were
he was trying to steal all the gold in Fort Knox. Yeah, that was
wow.
the
That
thing.
was it was an interesting. It was a really good. And I remember the guy Hervé Belichick, the guy that
Village,
was
he who became Tattoo on Fantasy
tattoo.
Island. He was in Man with a Golden Gun, right? Is
Yeah,
that the
he was.
one he was in?
And
Yeah.
I remember now the one with Roger Moore. You're right, the man with the golden gun. It was well, a little more with comedy there because I remember there was a scene where Roger Moore and now I can't remember her name. I think she's from Sweden, the Swedish actress. They
Oh,
were
Maud
on.
Adams.
Yep,
Mo-
they were on the ship or that Chinese boat, and then Tattoo. He got Tattoo in a suitcase.
That's
Tattoo
right. I remember
trying to. That was really funny.
that.
He got him in a. But he Roger Moore. I liked him because he always had some comedy. It was he added some comic relief
Yeah.
uh, to the movie.
He was
I
actually,
like.
we talked about it on our show about the Saint. He was actually offered the James Bond role. I think Connery didn't want to do it after the third one. He was getting tired of it, and they offered it, but he was doing the Saint, so he couldn't get out of that. So that's why Lazenby got to do it.
Oh
That
wow.
movie he did, George Lazenby,
Oh
on Her
wow.
Majesty's Secret Service.
But
Yeah,
and it's like
which wasn't bad. You and I talked about that before.
I
Did
really
you like
think
that one?
I really did. The set now, and the thing is, I really liked Diana Rigg, from
Right,
the
Anna Rigg.
Avengers with Patrick McNee. Really good. I think she's a stage
She
actress.
was like, Royal
Oh,
Academy dramatic actress, real well known. And then she got, of course, the Avengers
yeah, that was a
TV
good show.
show.
The
But
Avengers
she
with
was actually a bigger name than George Lazenby because he was a model or something from Australia. He
yeah,
wasn't known at all.
that was really and I know that probably from the Avengers she was very popular.
Yeah.
Uh, Diana Rigg, and she was
That's
very
probably why they picked her, offered it to because Lazenby wasn't known, so they wanted to get somebody known in it. That's probably why they had her in that. But I
wow.
thought he did
Yeah,
okay.
I
You
thought
read stories later like that he wasn't a good actor. He didn't know what he was doing, but they put a good performance together out of it. I thought it was good.
really good. I really didn't think it was bad for being like a guy. I guess so. Like I didn't realize that. So he was an unknown
Yeah,
Australian
a model, just a
model.
male model, catalog or movie, commercials.
Yeah,
I guess that's what he did. Yeah,
and he was able to.
that was
Uh,
one of the saddest ones, though. Remember at the end of that movie, he gets married
uh,
to Diana Rigg character,
I'll be honest,
and
Doug.
then they shoot her, and the movie ends sad.
That was not. I'll be honest, Doug. That the ending. I was like
Yeah, that wasn't a. I mean, all the
that.
Bond movies always ended with him with the girl, somewhere.
That I didn't. Yeah, I didn't like that. I'll be honest. That a lot of people. That ending was.
Yeah, I think they didn't never did that again, obviously. But
I
yeah,
think
that
that.
was the last one. That Avi only did one, and then it was a few years before. I guess "Live and Let Die" was the first one with Roger Moore. I thought it was "Man with the Golden Gun," but I checked. It's "Live and Let Die" was the first
But
one.
I was wondering too. So when on Her Majesty.
Actually, Connery came back. He did one half Diamonds Are Forever in
Okay.
'71, and then that
Oh,
was his last one until he did one in the '80s, and then
okay.
Roger Moore came with "Live and Let Die" in '73. So.
Okay. So Roger Moore finally came and so it must have been like I guess he finished with the Persuaders
Yeah, he did
by
The
then.
Saint, then The Persuaders was like a year or two after that. I think that ran to like 72, maybe. So then
Okay.
he was available for
Okay.
so 73 was the first one he did, Live and Let Die. That was another great theme song, Paul McCartney, remember?
That was really good. I thought that was a good movie. It was
Yeah.
really he did a great job in that. Yeah. I thought
And
it
then
was
Man with the Golden Gun, Christopher Lee.
oh my
You
gosh,
liked
that
him, I remember. Yeah.
he was real. And I Doug, do you know as far as Christopher Lee, I wonder if I heard he was a like another royal cat or I know he's a
Oh,
very
yeah,
good
that, but he's a well-decorated, I think, a fighter pilot in the Royal Air
wow.
Force in World War II. He was, yeah.
Oh my gosh. And
Like Jim
so
Stewart was, like he became a brigadier general, a lot of missions, flight missions. I think he
wow
was that same thing in the Royal Air Force. Yeah,
wow. So he was
decorated
quite
veteran. Yeah,
oh my gosh.
but he was
It's
known for making horror movies. Remember?
yeah, yeah, Dracula. He
Yeah,
was in and my dad said in a lot of them he didn't talk much. He was
yeah.
real
I think
good.
he just played scary guys. Yeah,
Yeah, he played like these they said this other guy, Boris Karloff, he was
Carlo.
really creepy looking. Yeah, he was always
And he
playing. I
did the
guess he's
original Frankenstein, right? Yeah, yeah.
ugh, yeah. I get very scared. I just I'll be honest, I thought Christopher Lee was really good.
It was
And
good. And
he was
then
very creepy.
Who else was Jane Seymour? She was in that, wasn't she? She did
Yes.
two of them, I think. She did two
She was
movies.
really beautiful. She was so
Mhm.
pretty
Yeah.
too. Yeah, really good Bond girl. She
What
was
Adams you mentioned in
I,
Octopussy. That was a
she was
good one. She was the villain in that. A woman villain. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then in Octopussy, that was a funny that Octopussy had a lot of I know it took place in India, but that had a lot of
Right.
fun. They
Yeah, the
must have
Roger Moore series, I think he did what, six, seven of them? A lot more comedy. I liked it. Some people didn't, the Sean Connery fans didn't like the comedy, I guess, of Roger Moore. I thought it was good. I liked it.
I thought it was
I
fun.
liked them both. I mean, they're both great at it, but I like the more comedy versions of Roger
Yeah,
Moore.
like because Sean Connery didn't seem like I don't
He was more
know.
like, like you said, no nonsense. He'd joke around a little bit with
Yeah.
Moneypenny, but basically it was no nonsense.
Yeah, it wasn't really a fun. It was always you knew that there was going to be something fun with
Yeah,
Roger Moore when he was doing them, and I thought Octopussy it was still, but I guess it reached the point with the last one that he did, the
that's
one
the
that
one we did with Christopher
you're
Walken was the
yeah
villain. Remember, he had the
he was
blimp. He
always
played
kind
a
of
real
creepy.
creepy. Yeah, Zoran. Yeah, that was really good.
That
And
was a
the one from Charlie's Angels was in that. Tanya Roberts was the
she was
girl in.
pretty.
Remember? Yeah,
Yeah, and she was blonde.
blonde in it.
That was
Yeah.
she looked good,
But I
brunette,
remember
blonde.
people were like making fun of Roger Moore because he was kind of, pushing 60. They thought he was too old for it at that point. I thought he did a good job, but
I thought he did a
that's when he did. Yeah.
aw. I thought it was really good. I really did. I thought he did a really good job, and I always I love the Roger Moore, but all of them are so good.
Yeah. Then
Sean
Timothy
Connery.
Dalton came in, and I saw the first one. I said, it wasn't that good. Not that he wasn't good. He was a good actor, but it wasn't that good. And then they made the
Yeah,
second one was a little bit better, but people didn't like them. They didn't make another one for like 4 or 5 years after that. They kind of lost it a little bit. Didn't you think? Did you see the
I
Tim
think
Burton ones?
so. I think what happened, like with
They lost something. I don't know what it was, the writing or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, like Timothy Dalton. It was he's a good actor, but as James Bond, I some people thought he was a little too soft or
A
something.
little
Yeah,
soft, kind of little not, after Roger Moore, it wasn't funny. No
and
comedy
he
in there.
definitely wasn't like a Connery or yeah, it
No,
was
no. Kind of a
uh,
small guy. He wasn't like, the tough big guy,
yeah, it
Not his
really
fault, but just the movie. I think he wasn't really cut out to be James Bond, and the movie
he,
wasn't that good. The both of them, I didn't think.
was Timothy Dalton. He seemed more like a stage actor to
He's
me, or
another Royal Academy guy, a
oh
well trained actor. He's a good actor,
yeah,
but I think those two movies they kind of fell apart, and they didn't make one for a long time after his second one. And then they brought in who really should have gotten it right away was Pierce Brosnan.
he was good.
Remember Remington Steele? He was. I think maybe he couldn't get it after Roger Moore because he was doing Remington Steele. That might have been why he didn't get it right
That
away.
was a good
Yeah.
show too. Remington Steele.
Uh,
That was
he
really
kind of brought back the Roger Moore, Sean Connery. He's kind of a combination of both of those guys, don't you think?
yeah, he was like he was much better than Timothy Dalton.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to put
I like
him down,
his movie.
but he was and I'll be honest, I know a lot of people like the newest Bond, but
I only saw one. I saw one on Netflix, Daniel Craig,
yeah.
and I just thought it was like overdone. I mean, he's good,
Yeah.
not him,
Yeah.
but the movie they kind of went too far. The action chase things was like way overdone, too unbelievable for me. So that's the only
Yeah,
one I saw he did.
I'm
And
with
they
you.
that kind of left out a lot of the traditional stuff that people expect in Bond movies that not the same.
Yeah, I was just kind of yeah, I wasn't yeah, it's like you just weren't feeling
A
there
little
was
too
just some
serious, a little too dark,
it
from
was
what I hear.
very dark. Yeah, he
Yeah.
wasn't yeah, he was kind of it was very serious and you got that's the word Doug. It was kind of dark, really not really not kind of sad. I didn't really.
And again, I only saw one with him, but I mean, I've heard other movies they said was the same thing. Just kind of too dark, a little too
Very
dramatic.
dark.
The fun wasn't in there.
I saw a bit of Skyfall
Yeah,
on TV, or I think it was, and I didn't.
not good.
I,
Yeah.
they actually destroy his childhood home, and
Oh,
that's
really?
a beautiful place.
Yeah.
And I don't like to see that.
No, because Bond
I
movies are supposed to be, it's not really violence, it's action. But when
Yeah,
you
there was
get
a lot
like,
of violence in it. I didn't, and cursing, and I didn't
uh,
like it. I just.
Bond movie never had any cursing in it. And I think the ones with Craig, they added some cursing, which, I don't
I
think
just
that's.
wasn't really. I kind of lost interest. I
Yeah.
liked Pierce Brosnan. He was good.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, he was. Yeah.
he was real.
I don't
Halle
know.
Berry.
I don't know if they've decided on the next Bond yet. I heard some names that people I never heard of. I don't know if they have one in the books yet for a new one or not. So
I'll be honest, Doug. I think I'm
I
always
think
gonna.
it's kind of run its course. Probably ran its course about 10, 15 years ago.
I I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll always be a fan of like the Roger Moore
Yeah,
Bond. To me,
they're never going
that's.
to be as good as those. I don't think they can be. Yeah,
I still love to watch The Saint and The Persuaders, and my
right.
cousin says things like, "Hey, but that's from the '60s," and I said, "You know what?
Yeah, a
It's good
lot of good
TV."
things came in the past. Nothing wrong
Absolutely.
with
I'm with
that.
you 100. See, I love to
Yeah,
look at that. It makes me feel good. It's like nostalgia, and it brings back
yeah. Like a
good
lot of
memories.
great music written in the 30s and the 20s and 40s. Still
Absolutely.
enjoy it now. A lot of music today is crapola. So.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm actually
That
I'm
doesn't mean
thinking
you're living in the past. It's just, there's good stuff that
just
you should always
enjoy.
enjoy.
My dad always did. He always enjoyed the music from the 30s and
Yeah,
40s, from when he was young. He loved the Cole Porter, and he
right,
said
right.
he liked good music.
Yeah, we'll have to do a show on Sinatra and those guys, Dean Martin. We'll
I
do a
would
thing
love to do
about
that.
that. We'll do that down the road.
I was listening actually at work the other day. I was listening to a CD. It was Dean Martin, Italian love songs.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
it was really good. He really sang Italian songs extremely well.
He
Yeah.
yeah he didn't speak English until he was like 7 or 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
Even though
Was he?
he was born in America, but his family, from Italy, and he didn't learn
Oh,
English
wow.
till I think he had to go to elementary school. Even I don't even know he went to school that much. So he didn't
Wow.
speak English
Yeah.
till he was,
Wow.
7, 8 years old. Yeah.
It was really good. Yeah, because
So
he
he
was.
could speak Italian fluently. You never
Wow.
saw it
'Cause
much
he
on TV
sang
though.
Italian. He was
Yeah,
really good. Yeah,
yeah,
because the love song, because it was like dee 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 dee, and it was like you would hear it in
yeah,
Italian.
yeah,
Really good.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll do a show on Dean because we have a friend Dina Martin, his daughter, obviously. So maybe we can invite her on and talk with us. That'd be
that
fun.
would be fantastic.
We
Oh
haven't
my,
talked to her in a while, so yeah, we'll
that
do
would
that.
be so
She
exciting.
does a show every Friday. People not aware on YouTube and Facebook where she sings like for an hour. It's really good. So we'll maybe invite her on and talk about it. Yeah.
That is so, yeah, and that's interesting, Doug, because I didn't realize Dean Martin's parents were from Italy too. That is real. That
Yeah, they
is.
came over, whatever, early 1900s, and then right
Wow.
from I don't know what part, but yeah,
Wow. That is
the,
so interesting.
Steubenville, Ohio, is where they settled. Yeah, they didn't
Wow.
settle in New York. For some reason they went to Ohio. So
Ohio. So I guess I wonder with Frank Sinatra if his parents were from Italy
I
also.
think I think both of his parents were born in America. I think his grandparents were from Italy. I'm not sure about that, but I think they're both.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but anyway, they settled in Hoboken, New Jersey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting with a lot of yeah, I remember my friends who were Italian growing up, like if the parents weren't the grandparent, there was a strong Italian
Oh
connection.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Because a
both
lot of.
sides for both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they could speak
Yeah.
Italian. A lot of my friends like to their. Yeah, it's very interesting. It's yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we'll do a show on that, but we just kind of wanted to talk a little about James Bond tonight. So, we'll go. You go first. Your favorite James Bond of all of them? I think I know which one, but say it
Uh,
again.
uh, you know what? I really liked Live and Let Die.
Yeah, and your
I
favorite James Bond actor would be Roger Moore, right?
Roger Moore.
Yeah, yeah. I would say Roger Moore first, Sean Connery second. I think Pierce Brosnan probably third
Yeah.
on my list. Yeah.
I
Nothing against the other
feel
actors who
the
played
same.
it, but those movies weren't that good, you know. So.
I feel the same. Now, here's my, do you have a favorite Bond girl?
Yeah, let me think about that for a second.
That's a tough one. I'm trying to.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can't go wrong with Ursula Andress. That was the first one I saw. She was
Yeah.
up there. Who else was good? I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. Yeah, Maud Adams, can't go wrong there. She was good. Although, she was the villain, though, so she wasn't
Yeah.
really the Bond
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
I thought Tanya Roberts was good in the last one.
She
That
was
he
really
did
good.
with Roger Moore. I liked her.
She was
Yeah.
really good.
Some of the other ones that were in there.
I would say,
Diana Rigg, she was good.
oh yeah, she was good too. I I would say my three favorite. I really liked Maud Adams.
Yep.
I liked Jane Seymour.
Yep.
I like Tanya Roberts too. I thought she was really pretty. So
Yeah.
she was
And they're
good.
all good. Yeah, those are the ones that pop out now. I'm probably leaving out a few from the Pierce Brosnan one. I'm trying to think who was in the Pierce Brosnan one.
Oh gosh, was that Halle Berry?
Halle Berry was in one of them. I
She
know
was
that. She's good. Yeah, she's
very
good.
pretty.
You don't hear
Yeah.
about her anymore.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know if
wonder
she's
what
still working
happened.
or not.
She was really pretty. I
Good.
I don't see her that often. Yeah, my
No.
dad said, "Wow, she's pretty." I said, "Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Halle Berry."
I think the
Yeah,
first, black Bond girl.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah, very
People forget
pretty. You
about
know,
that kind of
good.
thing, but that was like the big thing then. She was the first
Yeah,
non-white, let's say,
yeah,
Bond
yeah,
girl.
and she did a really good. Yeah, she did a great job with
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan. That was good. I remember in the 1990s, you saw her all the time. Yeah, and she was really good. But
Yeah.
I mean, most of the Bond girls, I don't know. I'm trying to think of one because I like them all: Diana Rigg, Halle Berry, Tanya Roberts. I can't really think of one. And I don't know what the newest guy, Daniel
Yeah, I don't
Craig.
know the recent ones, so I couldn't tell you who was in.
I didn't really. I just saw Skyfall, and I didn't like the movie. So I
No.
saw a half hour of it and I said, it was just everything being destroyed. And I said,
Yeah, that's what I thought. The one I saw, the first one, just the
terrible.
trace things were like completely unbelievable. Everything was getting blown up, and it wasn't realistic at all. I know there's a little bit of fantasy in it, but it wasn't
Yeah.
close to being believable. Yeah.
No, it was like all like effects and
Yeah.
acting wasn't really
No, and they're long. It was almost three
really,
hours. I think the one I
really,
saw that.
really long. Yeah.
Yeah, too
They were
long.
like really long and
But hopefully they'll fix it. See if we get a new one. But wait, I don't know who the next Bond is. When they're scheduled to make one or not. Probably not for a while. So.
yeah.
Well, that'll wrap this one up as we
Uh,
reminisce about James Bond. So obviously, I'm giving James Bond a thumbs up all the way. How about you? Can't go wrong with James Bond.
hey,
I don't know where you can see them now. I guess you can buy them, but they used to be on
that's a
Netflix, but
great
no
question.
longer there. I
Let's
think
see that.
Roku, you can get them on Roku, maybe. I don't know. So
Uh,
if you don't want to buy the actual movie, you can probably buy a download from Amazon, I guess.
yeah, I think probably,
Nobody buys DVDs anymore, so I don't even know if you can get them on
no.
DVD.
And actually, yeah, the DVDs I have, I just keep them under my thing. But yeah, you don't.
Yeah,
I
I'm not
don't
sure
think.
you can even buy them anymore with James Bond. So anyway, they're out there. If you can find them in the library, maybe that would be good. But
Absolutely.
that'll do it. Thank you for watching, and Suze, always fun to do this. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
again.